You know, what's important to us at Solera is to be able to communicate in a fashion to each other which speaks about the output of the mission, not about the input of the individual. And so what we've tried to do at Solera is to embody that in the way we work, the way we think, the way we engage with one another, and to remove emotion and to induce more output, more fact, more communication around what matters. 80-20 is at the heart of everything we do. In fact, it's at the heart of the way the world works in my mind. For example, we talk about the 80-20 of what we're doing, not about what you did as an individual. So you don't get caught up in emotion, you stay focused around the fact, the output, and you talk about what's important. And when you can talk to somebody at any given time, you can say, hey, this is 80-20, I need your attention. Or you know what, this is 20-80, we can talk about it when it's convenient. There has to be a chain of command from our perspective, and there should be 180. There can be multiple 20s on a project, which gives you oversight. It gives you the ability to ensure that the mission is done. If an 80 is faltering, the 20s can pick up the slack. And they can't be accusatory. They have to be supportive by its design. It's an operational tempo that we've created, and when practiced in Solera, the results speak for themselves. I went around the world and interviewed associates from the companies we bought or our own associates, and I asked management to leave the room. And I just had the people that were doing the work in the room, and I stuck a $100 bill in the middle of the table. What percentage of that $100 as it goes through the front door to the vault is pure waste? The average was 28%. Let's call it 30. Let's make it the 30, which means if you have 30% waste in your business, you always have 30% capacity sitting in your business. Because you're not talking about cutting costs, you're talking about reducing waste and increasing output at the exact same time. Look, I think it's all about focusing in on waste and increasing output because it's a very competitive world and it's going to be more competitive. The 90-10 principle is about accountability, and it's about reality. You have to be 90% accountable for all things, whether they're in your control or not. For example, if you become a leader, an alpha leader at Solera, the first thing we teach you is not only are you accountable for what happens in the future, but you're now accountable for what happened in the past as well as the present. So we give no time for transition because the world is unfair. In addition to that, you engage with each other and you have each other's back. In fact, that is one of the descriptors, is having each other's back. You don't talk behind their back. You talk to their face. Now that may create some conflict from time to time, but if you use the 80-20, if you're focusing in on the 30-30, you don't make it emotional, you make it output oriented, and 90-10 is the way you want to be. The way you don't want to be is 10-90, where 90% of the problem was somebody else, and you're only 10%. That just doesn't work here. These three principles are not things people can be every day. We aspire to these things. We work at these things. Sometimes we slip, but you know what? This is our guiding light. This is what tells us how to be a good Solera soldier and to stay on our mission and to engage with one another in a manner in which we have each other's back.